Hi.
Hi.
I've got my interesting glasses on. Hi.
You're frightening me.
Hi. Oh, you've got glasses on as well. Hi.
I'll do it and then I'll take them off.
No, I like it.
Okay, come on now, you two spectacle wearers of 2021. I have a question for you. What do you think was the most popular review page, so written review page, on electrifying.com in 2020?
Ooh, ID3.
ID3, good
I'm
choice.
going to go with the Citroën EV because that just looked like a really cute car and everyone was interested in it. Is it a car? Not a car?
It's true.
Is it a car?
True. Both of those videos, very popular, both popular pages, but actually the most read review was the Taycan.
Really?
Yes, it was.
So
Okay,
fast.
well, good choice, everyone. I do love the Taycan, so I see why.
But what's really interesting is that the second most read page was the Mustang Mach-E, which is a car that, of course, wasn't really on sale in 2020.
Oh.
And we didn't get that review up right until the end of the year.
I know why that is.
Yeah.
I know why that is.
Why?
Because they were searching for Ford on Electrifying, and then they got that.
Oh, God,
Ford.
he's so rubbish,
No.
isn't he?
By the
Right,
way, they know he was Wookiee. They don't search Tom.
Moving swiftly on now from that terrible joke
It's
to
not a
the
joke.
fact that it leads me to this year, to 2021, when we will actually get to drive the Mach-E.
Ooh.
And we will have a video coming very, very soon about that. Very soon, in fact. But it's going to be a bumper year for electric cars, isn't it?
Loads.
It is. This is exciting because this is the year where finally us electric car drivers have choice, like loads and loads of choice. We've got small SUVs, we've got luxurious limos, we've got nifty runarounds. The choice is endless, which gets a bit confusing, but don't worry, that's why we're here. But it is so nice not to just have a list of 5 cars to get excited about. There are a lot to talk about.
So I suggest you grab a cuppa, settle down, and we will give you a comprehensive guide to what's good in the world of electric vehicles in 2021.
It's a tough one because we've got so much to look forward to. We've got the Lotus Evija, the Audi e-tron, we've got the Ford Mach-E, we've got the Rimac Concept 2. The list goes on, but what I am looking forward to the most is a Vauxhall.
What?
No.
Words you never thought you would hear yourself say.
Exactly.
taking the mickey.
And hear me out. It is the Vauxhall Mokka-e. Now, it does, I promise you,
I
look
don't-
set
I
to
don't
be a
mind
bit of
this
a
one.
start of 2021. I mean, look at it. It looks sharp. Underneath the body is essentially a Peugeot 2008. So it does come with the 3 options. You've got the petrol, you've got the diesel, and the electric option. Of course, we're excited about the Mokka-e, the electric one. It's very similar to Peugeot's rather good E2008, which has 135 brake horsepower, not too shabby, a range of 201 miles, and a 50 kilowatt battery. So all in all, I think that is a pretty good start of something to look forward to.
Can you remember that video that we did with the e-Corsa and the E208?
Of course I do.
It's exactly the same bits as those 2 cars, but in a kind of small SUV body. So considering it used to look like a melted goldfish, it is now quite sharp and quite nice looking.
There we go, and you have it. It's official. Vauxhall's Excite, Nicki Shields.
Ugh.
Okay.
I never thought I'd say that either.
Good start, actually. I'm going to keep things real as well with my first choice.
Okay, go
Because
ahead.
it's a Skoda.
Hey! Another car!
I actually
Losing
reckon the
battle
Skoda
here.
Enyaq is one of the most important cars in 2021.
Why?
Okay,
Tell me.
because it's just one of a myriad of cars coming from VW Group. Okay,
Big
and there's-
platform share
And
thing.
as we know, they have this plan for world domination to beat Tesla at their own game and to become the kings of electric cars by producing just loads of them. But most of all, I think it's really good value.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
And that is what we need more of when it comes to electric. So what is the Enyaq?
It's a good Scrabble score.
It's a good Scrabble score. It's also a family-sized SUV, similar in size to a Skoda Octavia Estate, yet it actually costs considerably less than the VW's smaller ID3 hatchback. Listen, prices kick off at what I think is a frankly pretty amazing £30,000-ish here
It's
in
a
the UK.
very useful car, isn't it?
Very useful car. And just like all the rest of VW's offerings, you get the choice of different battery sizes, you get 2 and 4-wheel drive modes. There's even going to be a hot little VRS number. Ooh. I know, should be a lot of fun. So you
Now
get
we're listening.
There's a 300-mile range. It looks
That's
good, looks really good, and it has its own sound.
as they all do.
Okay.
What does
What
it
kind
sound
of
like?
sound?
Does
Can you
it
give
sound?
us?
It sounds like value to me.
Let's listen. Can you give us a demonstration?
So you remember the sounds like, so BMW worked with Hans Zimmer
Yeah,
to
that
get
was
the
amazing.
sound for the iX3, and then Fiat.
Yeah, the Fiat 500. Their sound was composed by Nino Rotto, who also did the music for the
yes,
Godfather.
I remember this. It's weird.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Well, all electric Skodas are going to get their own little acoustic signature. Would you like to listen?
Here we
Yes.
go.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Yeah, go on. Okay.
Oh.
It's futuristic.
I like the revving up, but then
Hans Zimmer's
about
not. He's not stressing about that, is he, Mr. Zimmer?
I don't think that's a classic.
Okay, there we go. I still like it despite the sound. Over to you, Mr. Ford.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a couple of cars that are going to be knocking around. One is one that I know you really like, which is the Citroën EV.
I do love the Ami.
Like a little
Oh,
electric
I
car.
love that car.
But
Please bring it here.
is
Please bring it here.
very,
we can actually
very-
have it
you
here,
do,
couldn't
yeah,
we?
you do like it,
Inside
don't
your
you?
house, as you
Very, very
demonstrated.
specifically for just nipping around town. It's not a real car. You can't take it on a big motorway, otherwise you'll get splattered. But one of those little intra-urban solutions that you just can't help but loving because it's just so little and lovely and nice. And if they did bring it here, and if it was the price they say it's going to be competition for an e-bike or, a ticket on the underground for 6 months. So, we hope they bring it. It would be fun. It would add a little bit of joy to city roads, and I think it'd be fun. If you need something a bit more practical, also from Citroën, there's obviously the EC4. Like your Mokka, you can have it in petrol or diesel or hybrid, but the EC4 is pure electric, 200-ish miles of range, focus very much on comfort. So I know I'm getting old, you keep telling me, but I
Just
quite
you keep
like-
reminding us.
It's not my fault.
When
Just
you have
like
to have an afternoon
tweed.
nap in the middle of the day.
But the car's very focused on comfort. It's got very comfy seats. It's got very comforting suspension. Super, super easy to use. And it's just a slightly raised hatchback. So it's not intimidating, nothing scary. It's not going to make your heart beat faster, but it does do a job. It's pretty well priced. It's not the cheapest in the world. But again, a car that I really quite liked without getting overly excited by.
And we have video reviews of both the Ami and the EC4 right here on our YouTube channel.
And they're by the best two presenters.
Oh, kick him under the table, Nikki.
My legs are too short. Damn it. Oh, that was the table.
Listen, I'm going to head straight to the opposite end of the scale now. From a car like the Ami,
This is
that
your
would
stuff.
literally, I mean, what the amount Nikki and I spend on coffee in a month would probably pay for that car.
I could outrun that car.
to a car that only Mr. Starbucks himself could afford. This car in particular is going to set you back well over £2 million. It's a Lotus. Lotus hasn't launched an all-new model for 12 years. But 2021 is the year we are going to apparently see in the metal its all-electric hypercar, the Evija.
I absolutely love this car.
It is.
I am very excited about it.
Have you had a poke around it?
I've had a poke
Oh,
around.
it's good, isn't it?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So yeah, it's all-electric hypercar, 2,000 horsepower, which is insane, isn't it? It is an awful lot. More than 13 Nissan Leafs.
That's crazy.
And just in an instant, the band from Norfolk is going to have one of the most powerful cars in the world on the road. Or is it the most powerful car in the world?
think it is
Because there's a bit of a battle, though, going on for that title, isn't there, Hook?
Well, the interesting
a
thing
lot
is
of
this,
claims.
there is
Yes.
there is a triple threat when it comes to electric hypercars. So you've got the Evija, which is just under 2,000 brake.
Yeah.
Then there's a car called the Pininfarina Battista, which is a similar thing. About
we have a video on that
1,800.
too
We
on
do.
our
We do
channel,
have video on the
yeah.
Pininfarina Battista, and that one's about 1,850 brake horsepower. But then there's another car which the Pininfarina is actually based on, called the Rimac Concept 2, the C2, which does have a name. I do know that name, but I can't tell you, or they'll kill me.
Come on, there's
No,
only
I
us.
actually can't
We're
We
say.
won't
friends.
tell anyone, I
So
promise.
it's that car is supposed to be an all-encompassing hypercar. So it's supposed to do track, it's supposed to do road, and that will be getting on for 2,000 horsepower as well. But because none of them have
The race
actually
is on. I've actually made one yet.
yes,
Put
exactly
this
right.
into practice.
Until they actually come out, we won't say. But all of them are looking at 0 to 62 in under 2 seconds.
Anyway, enough chat about all that. Back to the Brits. So Lotus intends to build just 130 Evias. It's going to launch later this year. And it's quite easy to scoff at the project and to sort of laugh because actually none of these cars, as we said, have been made yet. But Lotus is very serious about this project. And with the backing from Chinese firm Geely, who of course own Lotus now, they've got every reason to be.
The money's there.
Now, I think this is an appropriate moment to mention the Model S Plaid, because we are talking basically hypercar performance with 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds, a range of 300 miles, 200 mile per hour top speed, but at a price of only £130,000, which in the grand scheme of things, though, when we're talking about that performance, is actually really quite good value.
Yeah.
£130,000, 2 million. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
And
How many
do you know what the equivalency horsepower is for that car?
Oh, ridiculous. Tell us.
Should be 1,100 brake horsepower.
That's insane.
And if you imagine a Taycan is the same or a bit more money, and it's only got 750, that's actually not bad value. It will be super quick.
I've never actually got in the Taycan behind the wheel and thought, damn, I wish it had a bit more horsepower. That thought has never crossed my mind. And Tesla don't just have the Plaid coming, because we're quite excited about the Y as well, aren't we?
Very much so, because of course the Y is a slightly more affordable Tesla, and obviously we've been talking a lot about how great their infrastructure is and the charging, and if you buy into Elon Musk and everything he's doing, Teslas are just brilliant. So the Y, I mean, kind of think of it as a bigger Model 3. It's a little bit taller, it's a bit bigger, better probably for families that need a larger hatchback.
The thing that I think probably is going to be its real trump card is the fact that it comes with 7 seats. Because it's one of the questions I get asked the most is, electric cars with 7 seats, what are the options? Hello? No.
Model X, or there's a hybrid, I suppose there's a plug-in hybrid XC90.
Not even pure electric. So I think this is going to do incredibly well for them. And I think another one to watch this year actually is Hyundai.
Yeah.
Or, no, but listen, bear with me. Or Ioniq, as they now need to be known when we're talking about electric cars, because Hyundai is hiving off the Ioniq name into a standalone electric brand. I suppose a little bit like Volvo did that with Recharge. We've got Polestar. Yeah. So I guess it's sort of more of a sub-company. And first up is a rather fantastic looking 5. And I know it's very Polestar, isn't it? Yeah. It's a number, not a name.
That's boring. What is a 5? What does a 5 mean?
I don't know the Polestar. I've never heard you say the Polestar.
Yeah, because Polestar's cool and I like it.
So,
what's
I'm
a 5?
I'm excited about the 5. I'm interested
High
to see.
5?
The 5 is a slightly retro-looking crossover based on the Hyundai 45. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing.
The Hyundai 45 concept car that was revealed last year. I think for one that is quite exciting. I think a standalone electric brand from Hyundai, who know what they're doing with electric cars, is something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Well, we've also got coming the e-tron G.
Oh, that looks so good.
Awesome!
It does.
Really exciting.
You know, you're talking about cars that just have numbers as names. Well, there's one called the Cupra. Actually, it relates to both your points. So Cupra is kind of the sporty version of Seat, and it's its own brand, and they have a car coming called the L Born. It's not a number. It sounds like a revolutionary from Spain.
Or a tapas bar.
Or a tapas bar in Brentwood. Essentially, it's a bit of a strange one, but you know the ID3 is on a shared platform for all the VW Automotive Group cars. It's an ID3 by Cupra, and they've made it a bit more sporty. And if you have a look at this picture of it here, it's kind of got some copper accents. It looks quite funky. But you can definitely see the fact that it's got those ID3 kind of looks in it. And then, of course, we've got things like, we've got the Mustang Mach-E. Now, we've got a video on that dropping very, very soon. It's super, super cool. At the moment, we're only getting launch edition cars, which are quite quick. But later in the year, we should be getting the longer range cars, which are also a lot cheaper, which is the ones we should be interested in. Because the one that's only second up from the bottom of the range is actually the one with the most range. Over 370 on WLTP, which is pretty good. And then also on that same sort of theme, you know the Polestar 2 that we all love so much?
Yeah.
And that's 400 horsepower and 2 motors. There are cheaper, smaller battery versions of that coming this year as well.
That's exciting.
So a little bit cheaper, a little bit nice to get hold of. We should be seeing the new Jaguar XJ, which is going to be pure electric, which is really exciting. And then if you wanted an electric sort of luxury car, there's also the EQS from Mercedes, which has already been released. Looks mega. One of the cars that's interesting me though, just as a last one, is a thing called the Nissan Ariya, which is new. We've got a walk around video of that coming really, really soon as well. It's very funky and it has some very interesting tech.
And if you think that Nissan were responsible for the Leaf, it bodes well, doesn't it?
It does.
The other one we've got to add is, of course, the BMW iX, the sort of flagship car coming out. Okay, with a controversial front grille.
It's awful.
It's not that bad.
It's awful.
I just think the registration plate needs to just move up into
all
the middle.
awful.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree, although I do know a lot of people disagree with me.
It divides opinion.
Exactly.
It's awful.
Cool inside. Cool inside. You can't
Actually,
deny
I will
that.
agree with you. And then you don't have to look at it
Curved display.
because you're in it.
Oh, and also, did you see? I love the hexagonal steering wheel. Quite cool.
Yeah.
Quite good.
We really, really are not
Anyway.
the same person, are we? Imagine going around the corner with a hexagonal and you let it go to spin back and it just batters your hand.
Well, that's just bad driving. Always keep your hands on the steering
Don't
wheel.
do that. Don't be ridiculous.
Now, of course, the BMW iX is the first fully bespoke EV since the i3 came out, which was over 7 years ago. So very excited for that to be the flagship car for BMW this year.
Now, I'm going to end this chat,
Okay.
but I'm going to end it with a car that made me squeal with joy when I first saw it at the
Oh,
Los
wow.
Angeles Motor Show in 2018. It's a moment I will always remember.
Was anyone else there when she squealed with joy?
I think there were quite a lot of people. It was packed with journalists, and I was literally. It was when Rivian hit the scene. So Rivian,
Rivians, yeah.
they appeared.
Mega.
We kind of knew this kind of cool brand from the US was going to come, and it was going to be an all-electric pickup. Nobody realised quite how wow it was going to be. So there are two Rivians. There's an SUV and a pickup, and they fill me with joy, absolute joy.
They have joyful faces as well. I love the front face.
I love pickup trucks. I have since I was a child. I just adore them. And an electric pickup truck that looks like that has as much power as this has, is my dream. Is my dream form of transport.
I am going to put a caveat on that though. And I know it makes you squeal, but the one thing I can't understand with the Rivians are, so there's an SUV and a truck.
Yeah.
And they both apparently will have over 750 horsepower.
Okay.
They're going to have 180 kilowatt hour batteries and manage more than sort of 420 miles of range.
Okay.
But Rivian still says that they're going to cost £55,000.
Wow.
Now, knowing what we
Unrealistic.
know about putting together expensive electric cars, that seems like really killer pricing. There'd be no point in buying anything else.
But they're coming from California, and that's the home of Hollywood, and they can do anything.
I think it's making it up on the pricing, personally.
My dreams come true.
But if they are going to
I'm
cost
just keeping
that,
with my dream of Rivian.
we're all getting a Rivian as a company car. And she's going to say it now. She's the boss. She's going to say that I can have a Rivian as a company car if it's 55 grand. And we'll do salary sacrifice, which is something that we also have an article on electrifying.com if you'd like to go onto the website, that will allow us to have Rivians as
good
company
promo.
cars.
It doesn't matter how many times you plug the website, you're not having a Rivian.
Gonna have a Rivian.
No. So lots to get excited about. After 3, when we get the keys to all these cars, which one do you want to drive? After 3, Nicki.
Avaya.
Oh!
Oh, God, £2 million immediately.
Well, obviously, I'm not really going to go for the Mokka-e.
Talk about expensive
Okay.
taste.
I think, are we going to have to go at the same time?
I think we are, and I think
1, 2, 3.
Rivian.
Pickup truck.
Rivian SUV, R1S for me, my friends.
Okay. Good.
Tell us what you're looking forward to in the comments below, because we want to know your opinion. What are you excited about? And maybe if we've missed what's staring us right in the face, tell us.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you get a notification when all these videos land in 2021. Thanks for all your support so far, and do stick with us throughout this year because we've got some great videos coming.